Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look at that one downtown. That sounds pretty cool.
Which one?
The new one. That
Oh, the
Windsor
high
Block.
class one?
Yeah.
It's called Windsor Block.
I just wanna go in and see what the bar is set up like.
We'll go in and look at Independent
It's
Ale,
incredible.
and then we'll look at Windsor Block.
There's a new bar right
And
next
you
door to
can go in
Independent Ale to the
Independent
west.
You can ask
Her-
for samples.
her stepson-
I drank 3
Her
samples.
stepson has both of them.
Oh, really?
It's like a,
I mean, they're just a little
it's a
shop
cocktail
glass,
lounge.
like so.
but I was telling these guys,
their
this
apple
one right behind the
Like in
bar,
pineapple cider.
it's
They have
probably
an
got,
apple beer in there.
I bet 400 bottles of bourbon and whiskey and it goes from the bar to the ceiling and
Yeah,
to
we
get the
tried
bar,
one
to get the
over,
bottle off, they have those ladder, like a library ladder.
Was it Kansas
And
City?
it's just an incredible, very high class.
Oh, the
And
old
the, and
MDU building.
the way that they
Yeah.
have it lit, it looks like
Or
the
the
wall
next
is
block
gold
down.
Yeah.
because all
Yeah,
the,
there you
the
go.
lights coming through these
And my
bottles,
God, the
and
amount that they have in there on the poles.
you're probably not able to.
Well, log
Drink-
cabin that's on Omaha.
Oh, that's right, you don't. That's right.
That. And you can
40?
go in and, I don't know
Wow.
in terms of shit.
Huh.
They ordered a flight, so here come 4 or 5 of them. And you can
Evening.
taste, you know, they're not real full, and you can taste more.
Wow.
But that way you know where you're talking. You can go say, I want a flight.
And this is at Independent Ale? Oh, the
No,
high
that's a
class
log
one.
cabin.
Do you want me to
Then
call
there's-
Linda?
Colin?
What'd you do, take a nap?
She might have. I did. I hauled groceries in and I took a nap and then I had to put them away and I had to come here and I'm exhausted.
You look like you were puffing. That's why I was.
Well, I took a shower
Awesome.
and then I put groceries away and then I came here and it's too much. It's just still too much.
Stand out on them?
Oh, that's crazy.
It is hot in here.
Nobody.
That's here.
Goes to voicemail.
Hey, Bob, is Linda coming over? She's on her way. Okay, thanks. Bye.
On her way.
She's on the way. Anybody want any cookies or anything, just help yourself. Feel free to.
They just came from ribs. I don't go jogging for no reason.
You're still young and healthy. You need that.
Yeah.
Take 2.
Oh, just one. Thank you.
Can't just eat one.
Oh, just one. Little bit of something.
Did you,
Did I what? Did I what?
we are going to email them.
Yeah,
like
that
we
was,
talked
I
about.
didn't do it yet.
Right.
Okay.
I apologize, everyone, sorry. Yeah, I know. Trying to get coordinated with Lon's mom gets out of the hospital
Oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
And so coordinating that.
Welcome to our
Understand.
Hermosa Town Board regular meeting, Tuesday, September 20th, 2022 at 6:06 PM. Item 1, roll call Hendrickson,
Here.
Holsworth, Kramer,
Here.
Schumach,
Here.
Thomason, we talked to, and we'll talk about that in executive session. Acknowledgement of everybody, thank you all for being here tonight. Pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Call for changes. Any changes from the board?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Under items from citizens, was the statement changed?
Yes, ma'am.
Why, I would like to know why it wasn't brought to the attention of the board, because I wasn't aware of it. And I don't agree with the verbiage.
Right, it was just something that we put on as we did the changes of the
Who is
items
we?
for the, I and Gail. Because that was added the same way under that, following the commissioners' statements of effect.
Why was the board not consulted?
I guess since it was added before, it wasn't, and it was something that I had asked to have added to the agenda after we talked to legal about it to make sure it was appropriate, and it was.
I find it very limiting and constricting
With
and
it
offensive,
being,
actually.
for,
You're eliminating out of town, even if they are out of town. I think they should have the right to talk, because sometime they're going to be annexed in. And you're limiting those that are going to be annexed in because they aren't in now.
But if they're on an agenda item, they will be, whether
But
it's
that's
under
at your
annexation.
discretion.
Pardon?
That's at your discretion. If you choose not to let them speak, they can't.
But if it's under that subject, we're going to have, always will.
Well, I still disagree with the change in verbiage without speaking to the board first. That affects everybody.
Thank you. Okay, any changes to the agenda?
Yeah.
Anything from Gail?
No, sir.
Do you have anything on changes for the agenda itself?
No.
Okay. So with that being said, motion to approve the agenda is written.
I'll make that motion.
Kramer makes the motion. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second by Schumach. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Nay.
Motion carried, 1 nay. Consent calendar approval of the September 6th, 2022 regular meeting minutes. Motion to approve. Hendrickson makes the motion. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second by Schumach. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Conflict of interest declaration, anything from anybody? If not, we'll move ahead to claims. You have updated claims in there with the highlighted red on it with the new total number on the bottom of it.
Why is Higgs so extensive?
Well, do you want me to go get, I should have had it here, but I.
No,
cleaned-
just in general.
It had a lot to do with,
The
Settlement.
north, south, yep.
miscellaneous engineering.
More on that than anything, on the settlement side. And I briefly touched with Mitch on that, but we'll touch more on the executive session about it, so. Motion to approve claims.
I'll make that.
Hendrickson makes that. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second by Schumach. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Law enforcement, I don't see Officer Allen or anybody here tonight. Anything from the board on law enforcement? If not, we'll move ahead to legal. Welcome back, sir. Yes, it is. Good to be seen.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
So anything further from you on anything that we need to, other than we'll bring you up to speed on items in executive session, so that'll work out well. Engineer, we have the water rehab project, WRT. Did you have that added to the agenda?
I'm sorry, excuse me, what did you say?
On Custer County for the agenda, have you set that up yet for the release of the funding to us?
Yes,
Okay, so that is been established,
October
26th.
26th.
Yep. So, and I do want to mention the importance of us going to the commissioners' meetings, and I'll talk about that more. We've talked about it several times, and it's just an involvement that needs to happen, has to happen with the subjects and
Wednesday.
objects that are going on over there, so we're on that, and we'll talk more on that too. It's, I think, very important for any of the members that are in reflection with the commissioners to talk with them, let them know our feelings and seriousness of that system. The last meeting I expressed to them very heavily. This last one, they had it on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday. So while you were gone, I went to that one. And so anyway, I expressed that we, of course, had pulled it off the state funding project, off of our project, in the aspect of being a motion to be funded by the commissioners with their ARPA money. So with that circumstance, I said, we are for our, well, right now, in the experiences, we have to have that for our backup. So the seriousness of it is huge, and that we keep that commitment. So So anybody, within the board members here that talks to the commissioners and expresses that importance, it's huge. That we keep that importance, whether it's Mr. Lentz or Hartman or Lindemann or Hindle, Bees are the ones that are still in the involvement. Bees will be on there, of course, until the first of the year. So any help from there from the board members would be welcomed. The Hermosa sidewalk project is a pending going on forward. We've submitted that paperwork last meeting. The sewer project, lagoon expansion, I would like the approval to sign pending directing the town board president to execute an agreement with ACES to complete the final design plan for the lagoon expansion, and that the same be submitted to DA&R by the town engineer. I need a motion on that, please.
Can I ask a question?
I
Where is
asked for a motion first.
Oh, excuse me.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kramer, second by Schumacher. Okay, you have a question?
Where's the preliminary?
That's what this will be, is that draft will come back to us. It'll be reviewed by our public works, be reviewed by the board to even see if the approval is still in our same grips as what we've submitted with the facility plan. And then after all of that has been reviewed, then we will move forward with the DA&R submittal after that. Yes, ma'am.
Given some of the errors that have happened, are we going to ask Elmer to review ACE's plan?
Well, there's no floodplain involved, so.
No, but somebody needs to review that, given the errors that happened. I feel somebody needs to just do a check to see that it's in the right order, given the right circumstance, et cetera, before it's sent on.
Well, what my feeling is that yes, there's mistakes that were made in the prior project. If we feel once we see the review, before we go any farther with the review, and we feel that's warranted, then yes, the board can act on that effectively.
So, is everybody open to having that reviewed if we find that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anything further from the board? You have a question?
Yes. In the past, when they did the water and sewer line that went up north, they actually went out for a bid. I think there was 3 different engineering firms that put in for doing that. Why aren't we going out for bid on this?
We already had that and did that, and that submittal was done by 3 engineers, and that's where we got to this point, so.
You went out for bid on the lagoon project?
Before, yep, when we did the facility plan. So that's where we are now.
I guess I didn't
Okay.
see that when I looked at the facility plan.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And
Motion carried. Item D is the water sewer facilities plan, resolution review, DA and an award. The sewer portion, of course, we've signed. And have we received anything back from DA and R yet on that lagoon portion of it?
No.
That we've signed? Okay, we should get that back too, coming back. Of course, on the water, we're still waiting on that, as it is in item K. Item E, the town of Hermosa water and sewer extension project. With that, I would like a motion that it would be a good effect to get an opinion from a third party, which would be Elmer Claycomb, to look at the North Water Sewer legal action to devise a solution, and that Mr. Haig, Aces, Elmer, I, and Kramer be allowed to meet next Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever the others all work out to, at 10:30 in the morning. I'd like a motion in that, or I'll make that motion.
Oh, yeah.
Do
I'll
I have
go
a
for
second?
it.
Second from Schumacher. Okay? Yes, sir.
Yes, in reference to Elmer looking at that, I listened to the last recording for the planning and zoning meeting, and he was talking about looking at the floodplain issues up there, and the only thing that was talked about there was just the area where the sewer line went above the ground. And he's saying that would probably not have any adverse effect. But if you remember, you guys raised the road going into Shorb's parking area, and it raised it significantly. And then this last time when we had these big rains, water backed up where it hasn't backed up before. So if he's gonna do a floodplain analysis, he needs to take into consideration the road that was raised that pretty much created a dam and not letting the water raise, because before the water would go over the road. Now the road is high enough it doesn't, and it actually raised and changed the 100-year floodplain.
Thank you. We'll take that under advisement. So with that motion and that second for the North Water and Sewer Extension Project, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Nay.
Motion carried. The Hermosa Hills drainage, they're working on that down there yet. I don't know that he's got it completely completed, and I'll actually touch base with Preston or Poulos on that, and so we can see about where they're at on that aspect of it, and then have a report when I get that. The Wetney Strait drainage, we're still pending on that. We'll have more discussion under Public Works in some of them areas, so we'll leave that at that aspect. The street repair, some point here I'll get over there and smooth them bubbles out and put some more rounds in them. And at that time I'll run that broom down that walk is what my plan is, so that'll take everything off on the chip side of it. It's still going to make it tough, I know. With Mr. Urban and I, we talked too, and I know we have with Chuck, that might be a better candidate for a side-by-side or ATV blade to come down that with that width and maybe make it just a little bit simpler and easier. If a guy can devise something like that and have a different circumstance on that side of it, I think wing that off a little easier than what the Bobcat is. So, but just something we talked about and thought about. So, Roy's drive-in sewer line, that's pending. They are in conversation. The last conversation I had with them. So once we get a report back from them, sooner is better. And I will also ask Mr. Poulos about that and where they're at. They were going to meet with their engineer and go through the process of the situation on that. The facility plan for the booster water main, water meters, I'm sorry, added to USDA, and that'll be where we had asked that, and gave ACES the approval to add that into that USDA approval, which kind of ties into item K also. With rural development, they are still moving forward with that project. They're putting the project sections together. With today and what we had with Midwest Assistance people here, there has been a lot more ideas brought forth about loans, grants, and possibilities out there that we will also be getting emails on and investigating and looking at, and possibly even grant writers. So that will all come into play on all of that, and we'll keep everybody posted on that as we go through. On item 9, review of the September 13th, 2022 P&Z minutes. Everybody has them. Everything that was situated on the permits that was gone through on them. If anybody has any questions, fine, you can bring them up. Item B is the permit 2022-29 floodplain development permit for 250 Donna Street. The fence for Morelli's there.
I make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Hendrickson to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by, and that's per staff report.
Staff report, yes.
Thank you. And on that, also definitely be reminded before you can start the fence that all fees will have to be paid prior to start.
I'm sorry. Why do I have to pay another engineer's fee? I submitted a picture. He said it looks flimsy enough, it's not going to create any problems. I had a copy of Joan's report. It had his seal on it and his signature, and I don't want to pay $144 for something like that, a piece of paper that says I can do the same thing as I did in my front yard. I shouldn't even have to have a permit to put a fence up, it's my property.
Right. And I understand your circumstance and what you're saying, but anything to get that stamp, we have to have Mr. Claycomb review it.
I have a copy of it at my house, I forgot to bring it. It's already stamped, it's already signed.
See, and I guess for this application form of what we had, this is the staff that we had to pay Mr. Claycomb to review this for the approval to prepare the report.
I submitted a picture of the fence that I want to put up, like the fence that I already have up. And he said it looked flimsy enough that I shouldn't have to worry about it. It's going to be a breakaway fence. If there's any problems with it, well, it's my fault. But I don't see why I have to pay $144 to get him to say that, since the first fence is the same thing as the second fence is going to be. Doesn't make sense.
The thing, and I understand that, but the thing about it for the approval, the only reason it was approved at P&Z is because of this staff report. And without this staff report, then it does not get reported to FEMA, even though you had the picture, you had the information and what Mr. Claycomb did. So if this fee isn't paid, then the fence would not be approved by the board to move ahead.
That's ridiculous.
And it's not just you, it's anybody.
Well, it's ridiculous for anybody to have to pay for the second one since the first one was approved. The first part of my fence was approved, and now it's, I'm putting up the same thing, I'm just putting it in another side of on the side of my yard.
Well, and in defense of it,
From FEMA.
and that's the defense of it with what we had before, in the defense of the engineer, was situations of this nature were $1,000, $1,200 before, which was really a tough situation. Mr. Claycomb's been very fair about
That's because
his
FEMA
fees.
is giving you money, and everybody wants money, and so we have to agree with what FEMA says.
We don't get money from FEMA, we are in the FEMA program. And FEMA, if we were to have a disaster, will come down and help us because we are in the program because of the floodplain. We don't get funding from FEMA for any of this portion of what we're doing here. It's just a requirement. And after the '07 flood, if we don't follow them requirements, what happens is that if they kick us out of that program and we don't have that reassurance and a disaster were to happen, their assistance at that time won't be there to come help us as what it was in the flood, which we didn't get charged for that assistance when they were here, for all the assistance they did with the emergency management, to the National Guard, to the cleanup, to help them with the infrastructure. That was all taken care of because we are a member of FEMA. And so that's why these regulations unfortunately have to be followed. I don't like it any more than you, and I'm sorry for that circumstance, because I go through the same circumstance on my property, because I'm in the same place you are with the floodplain versus the floodway. So all I am is a messenger, and the board here are the ones that have to relay this. And the approval of this is an approval per staff report. And so part of that.
So am I helping to pay for the loan that was taken out? A loan
Loan.
from, I don't know who, the government, somebody? Is that what that money, was it all a loan?
No, there was no loan. I don't know where a loan came from on what you're discussing there. Like I say, for the approval of this, the approval is to approve it.
So I have to pay the $144 or I don't get approved. Even
Correct.
though my fence is okay and it's approved and my property is mine, I still have to pay it.
Per the staff report, per Mr. Claycomb.
Whatever. I'm done.
No, ma'am, I'm sorry, but if it isn't, then the fence won't be allowed, so, yes, ma'am.
That's blackmail. Yes, it is.
No, ma'am. It's policy procedure.
Okay, so if I understand this, so she applied for the fence to be put up in her property the first time around. and they only allowed her to do just the front half versus all of it. So she's asking, why does she, even though she approved, they only approved half of it, then she has to pay for another half for the other half, even though she
Yeah,
asked for
Correct.
all of it.
No, I understand what you're saying, but he had to look at it twice. He had to touch it twice. Had there been a difference in the structure of the fence the first time, then there may have been a different review process in it, you know, and we follow what Mr. Claycomb advises, and it's the circumstances. We get pushed into these same rules because of
Yeah, no, I was
the
just
circumstance.
asking, because if she applied to do the whole property, and he said no, he can do half.
Because of the structure of the
Because
fence
of the
that she
structure of
wanted
the
to do in the
fence.
back, correct.
Okay, so then she had to apply for another section. to do
Showing
the
a
other
different
section.
structure of the fence, correct, and that
Okay.
would be approved.
Okay.
Okay. So the motion was that per staff report, per fee report, that application will be approved for the 25019 Donna. Anything else the board has? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next
Thank you,
item.
board, for approving it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is the permit 2022-30, informational permit, new business, 122 Vilas, the Hermosa Community Center, Dessa Lentz, CPA Proof LLC, is looking at putting her office in the basement of the community center over here, and is asking for approval of that. There was questions that night on it. There was only one question about the ADA.
Yeah, that was if the chairlift still worked.
I don't
Is
think
what
it-
was applied on the railing for the ADA, correct? So that was brought up that night, that portion of it. I don't think there's a
I don't
commercial
think there's-
building permit either, is there? 'Cause we had that, there was a gentleman brought that up about the Flying J. When they did the remodel in there, they had to fill out a commercial building permit. And I don't remember if we had anything on the books that would pertain to that.
I don't know if there's even a chairlift there anymore.
Chairlift?
Yeah, where you can
Yeah.
sit and go down, handicap.
On the stairs.
Kind of like an elevator.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if there's one there anymore. I had heard at one time it was removed by the former owner. If it
Well, and I
was, I
remember-
don't know.
Well, she
When
was
there
gonna
was-
check it out.
Because there was other work done there, and I know Mr. Ferguson was asked to go over and review it for plumbing purposes, and then electrical, there was questions on that at one point, prior to the previous owners on it. But we had a commercial building permit for that. I don't know, did we ever, was that ever brought out or looked at or anything? Other than an informational permit? Just questions that were asked to me about it. Yeah, one moment,
No,
I'll,
no, that's okay.
so I think that needs to be looked at, and then the chairlift looked at then, if it's still in place or not. So I don't know how soon they were wanting to be in here. Nobody's here to represent it, so, yeah.
The other night at the meeting, she was here, and she said she does have a few clients that are handicapped, and she's made arrangements to meet them elsewhere.
Well, we need to answer the question on a commercial building permit, because we had one on the books, it should be rather than a informational permit.
Well, did they have to have one, the people that bought the place?
Right, because of a commercial. And that the public is coming in and out of it was the second question on that.
They didn't, you mean when Hermosa Community Center opened it up? No, they didn't do a commercial building permit. There was nothing to, not that I recall anyway, but there was nothing that was built.
See, and they're redoing, remodeling inside to put a commercial business in the basement of it. that needs ADA compliance.
Oh,
But
I
that
see
would
what
not
you're
be
saying.
her problem, that would be Hermosa Community
That
Center's
would be
problem,
theirs.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, she doesn't own the building, so
Right.
that would be the,
Right, but that's just what was brought up. There was questions brought up about that, away from just public input. And I said I
So-
would bring it up.
Usually, an informational permit doesn't even get approved, they're just, so I think we've kind of got the cart before the horse or after the horse, whatever, because
Right.
the Hermosa Community Center doesn't, that's not her building.
So we may have to look into that on the informational permit. I know P&Z approved it.
Who owns the
In their
building?
motion.
Brangles,
Who?
Brangle,
A private person?
mm-hmm. But when they came in and opened up the Hermosa Community Center, there was no building permit issued, there was nothing.
There was nothing addressed
I
about
don't
ADA
even-
either.
No,
no.
I don't even remember what kind of a permit it was, if it was an informational or
I
what,
think it
but,
was.
but they've been open now for a good year, but there was
2 years.
nothing about ADA or anything, or a building permit.
Go ahead.
I got a quick question. If she's gonna put her business downstairs in that building, is it up to fire code for her to have a business down the bottom of
Right,
it?
that's what was brought up with the commercial construction building permit that should have been taken out, probably should have been given. The ADA, the fire, the electrical, all that circumstance, is it in compliance with that circumstance? So you're, very good question, exactly right on it.
Yeah, because the building's so old, and it's like, I was just wondering if it's like, is it fire safety for someone to be downstairs, and is it accessible for them to get out if there was ever a fire?
Yep, excellent question,
Thank you.
excellent question. So I
Well-
think,
Well, what if it isn't, are we gonna, I'm not gonna go there.
yeah, because their motion, of course, on this was to approve pending ADA portion of it. Approve the pending outcome of a lift or handicap accessibility was the only thing that they made a motion on.
So I would still like to make it pending then, until we have more
And
information.
then look into the other permit and see if there's any inspections. It's only a health, safety, and welfare is what was referenced, to make sure that all of that is covered. So I fully think that you're correct. So a motion to leave it pending. Hendrickson makes the
I'll
motion,
second
second by Kramer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you. The next is the permit 2022-31 demolition application, moving permit, parcel number 009327, tearing down a shed and moving the old school building off of there.
Well, where that is stemmed from, I got it originally, I got a digging permit and a demolition permit. And unfortunately, there's more than one building on that property, so it was brought up the fact that the demolition permit was for that old trailer house. So when I went to take that small shed down, and planning says, that was not included, so I had to make a separate permit to take the shed down. It's an old shed, it was dirt floor, and it was used for storage. However, there was some interest to take it down because of the weathered wood. So, created a problem by having it dismantled and taken away. I mean, the discussion I had with her was, it looks better than it has in 30 years, and continuing to clean and get rid of stuff there. And so then that brings into play the blue building that's down below, and that has some historical value. Apparently, it was a schoolhouse that was on 36 years ago, and Helen Rutberger was the teacher years ago. So we're not looking to demolish that. If there's anyone interested in the ha-ha or somebody preserving that building, have no intentions of tearing it apart or demolishing it to be moved.
Yeah, and this is only gonna be for the only thing that was approved was for the demo on the shed. And if you're gonna move the other building, you gotta come back in and fill out.
There's
The moving.
there's a moving permit with, pay both fees.
On the back page.
Yep.
Oh,
We need to have to separate the two permits.
Yep.
Okay,
I make a motion to approve demo of the shed
and the moving
and the movie.
for staff report.
Yep.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Motion by Hendrickson to do the demo and the moving for staff report. Second by Kramer. Any further questions? There being not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. The next permit was the 2020-32 digging grading permit, 315 Main Street. That's an extension.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Hendrickson to
I'll
approve.
second.
Second by Kramer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item G is the letter of interest for serving on P&Z. And we were lucky to have that interest letter last meeting. And
Make a motion to approve that.
we have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Kramer. And Tanya, we look very forward to your
Thank you, board.
serving on the
Welcome
board. So
Cannot wait.
P&Z will be very happy.
Thank you.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. So we can make a motion. I think the only one is item C that needs to remain on there and all the rest can come off. Motion to remove all but C.
I'll make that.
Motion by Hendrickson. Second by Schumach. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Yes, ma'am.
Is that even with the floodplain development permit, Town of Hermosa?
No, F can stay on there until we have that.
So it's
C and F.
C and F will
C,
stay.
okay, C and F will stay, okay.
Okay, with that being said, if there's nothing more from P and Z from the board, we'll go to Public Works, item number 10. Committee reports, and then we'll move to item B. Mr. Ferguson?
Streetlights, there were numerous that we talked about before at the other meeting. There were numerous light power that was cut during the boring and stuff for the cable communications and that stuff, and we're in the process of repairing those. One of the drawbacks is the fact that when those were put in years ago, I did the trenching and the stuff to have those lights put in. So consequently, they're tied into the main transformers. So consequently, there's no shut-offs on those lights in between the transformer and the actual light itself. Now there's a disconnect on the pole for each one. However, REA has to come down and physically disconnect those wires from those transformers. And to my knowledge, they have done that. We have some other lights that are on-offers and flashers and whatever else that have nothing to do with those cables being cut. So that's what we're in the process of
Who's,
doing now, is changing
Which
those.
electrician you've got working on them?
Pardon me,
Who's the electrician working on them?
Ronnie Richards.
Okay, I wondered. So then everything is being kept track of, so Midco will be
Right.
reimbursing us on that?
Hard to say.
Well,
Probably will be an expense to Ferguson probably.
see, and that's why I say we haven't had any documentation come through on that portion of it, so.
No.
Okay, and then, of course, he has all his permits and stuff all updated on everything.
Yeah.
So then the continuation of that will be moving forward then where,
Yeah, we'll just keep working on them. The water, we had, Midco Diving was here and, on an emergency situation. They were, entered the big tank looking for any leaks or problems there, and they were unable, due to their schedule, to look in the small tank, and that one was not a question that was leaking. That is a welded tank. The blue tank is a bolted tank, and so they were in there and looked at that and cambered and saw some potential areas maybe, but they repaired those, and doesn't seem to be a problem with that tank. That was one of the areas that we were looking at that may possibly be leaking, and that is not a concern anymore.
we're gonna send them an email or response on that, because in the notice that they were given by Gail, they were supposed to do both tanks. They knew that we thought in the involvement they were gonna use a skimmer, they were gonna clean them, they were gonna go through and do the proper on both, knowing they were gonna be here, and we thought that would save us cost. And with them being here and doing what they did, they said it wasn't a problem, it was gonna be worked in that way, so Gail is going to fire back to them and let them know that, hey, for the portion of it where they said there was an inch of silt in there, yeah, they said they can see a dimple if it's pulling through that silt, but the other side of it was until they completely remove the silt, they don't do a good inspection on it. And the other tank was supposed to have had enough time to do that, so she will send a letter, we will find out, because we wanted to try to save the cost break on them being here with that circumstance and with that situation. So that's where we'll leave that one at. And we appreciated him calling me, and he called me, and when he was here with Gail, and I talked to the gentleman and expressed what we had originally told him. We gave him 2 weeks' notice, so they were aware of what they needed to do, and it didn't get done, so. Further, Mr. Ferguson.
They did on sewer, they did approve the CMOM as amended, so we got that letter back. And,
Yeah.
something other, so,
We discussed that also, and with the importance of that now, that's basically gonna become our Bible. And anything and everything on that circumstance needs to be put, as what we referenced today with Jill, on a spreadsheet, and then the inspections, the process, the processes that we're supposed to be performing need to be followed. So if they come in under that watchful eye that is being placed on us, that circumstance will be addressed, and that's part of what our situation is with them on the other circumstance too. So we definitely want to review that, keep it reviewed, and keep that circumstance followed on that segment of it.
correct, yeah, that was the original situation with the CMOM that we were to fill out, and
Correct.
we did that, and that calmed the water pretty good, so this is gonna be a heavy part of the ongoing situation that they've accepted that now, so
Correct. Further,
that's it.
okay. You girls, have you met with them on the
We're
land?
working on it.
So,
Terry's daughter was here, so.
pardon?
Terry's daughter has been here, so we did not get that done yet.
Like I said, then make sure when you do it, call Greg, Mark,
Mhm.
Stan, all three. And then that way it can be brought together, find out where they're at and get it situated where that'll be a good situation. So hopefully we'll look at a report next meeting.
Yes, sir.
The fluoride test we're holding on, we did another test instead. On that circumstance, we're going to review that a little bit more closely after that test was done. So at this point, we're gonna hold off on doing the fluoride and what the differences of the test were.
Okay.
So we'll just leave that pending at this point. I don't know that we're even gonna need to add it, so.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the water good to drink or bad to drink? I've heard both ways.
Good.
That it's bad to drink because it's, when he tests it, he puts Clorox in the water to make it go through and, you know, I was just
No.
wondering if the water was good to drink or if it was bad.
No, our state testing, everything is at standards of where it needs to be.
Okay.
So that's a good circumstance all the way through. And the testing that we're doing on this segment of it is in a situation to where, yeah, I'll call you when I'm done here with Mr. Ferguson, is a situation where we're trying to determine where the groundwater is and coming out in the containment pond over here. And so that's what we're working on now. And that's why we're following South Dakota Rural Water's advice and trying to put that together. So, you had a question, sir?
Yes, item F, are you gonna get to that, or do you go by it, or the notice of violation, order of compliance and settlement agreement? I understand that there's a board hearing in Pier in October. Is that gonna be on the 5th or the 7th?
No, and that's what we were just talking about with the CMO. So that's a different review all of its own on that. So, but Mr. Ferguson, then on the fluoride now, do you feel we need to do anything with that fluoride at this point? Are we gonna do another retest on that?
The water we tested is way higher than city water, 5-6 times higher. So that was the comparison that we were going to do to see if it compared to city water, and it does not at this time.
So once he comes back, then he'll do his report on that effect of the test then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what we'll do instead of approval for the fluoride test with the test that he has done, and the level of the fluoride you tested versus the town is where that level is. So we'll leave this pending until we talk to Mike again, and then we'll see what he puts together pending, I'm gonna say, a report from South Dakota Rural Water. Motion to have that pending in that effect.
So moved.
Motion by Kramer, second by Schumacher. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Item 11, Finance Office.
Profit and loss year to date is in the packet. I don't know if anybody has any questions about any of the expenditures, revenues. So I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
This, which I appreciate the reports always, where we're at in our percentages. The 2023 tax levy request.
That was my next.
Okay.
Something I just have to sign, and that was, came in for to sign the estimated tax dollars. So that-
Motion for that. Hendrickson makes the motion. Do I have a second? second by Kramer. All in favor, say aye.
First, I'd like to ask a question.
Yes, discussion.
And that is, by the county's recommendation
Yes.
of the dollars a month?
Mhm.
Very good, thank you. Yes. Aye, whatever.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Further on finance.
Okay, I guess my department update would be the visit we had today, if you would like me to talk about that, or if you and Linda want
Yes.
to. Okay, so it was a really excellent meeting. We had people from all over the country, from all different regions here, and there was 15 of them today from, like I said, all different regions of the United States, and we've already received a great email back from them thanking us for what we did. Dan and Linda and Chuck took them out to, go ahead, you can.
Lagoons, pump houses, towers, explained everything about the infrastructures. And then started it off this morning. It was awesome where Jill did a very good report with the tablet and showing how we had it set up, what we're going to be doing in the future, what Public Works is going to be doing to work together with Jill to more GPS, everything on valves, fire hydrants, repairs, what we're doing on anything in them natures that'll be pictured, documented, materials used on whatever is put into repairs, taps, going along with the meters to what we are on materials and meter pits and distinguishing them. So it was a good start off with the history of Hermosa, how far we've come, what we've been through, what events have happened to us, and it's pretty eventful and a good public outlook of the whole area of what we looked at from development, what we have for our businesses, everything that we have.
Took them over to the coffee shop, over to the museum, over to the church, so it was a good day.
Lunch at the seniors.
Lunch at the senior citizens. Excellent day.
Very good.
And I think the big thing is that this gives us more grant, hopefully, options that they're going to have, because every one of them was a director from their area. It wasn't just a member, it was a director. And so from Sacramento to Maine to Iowa to
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon, I mean, they were from every region. So they were very interested in our region, where we're at. We compared rates, we compared levels, everything we're doing in our community to what they've done in theirs. You know, the gentleman from South Carolina was very knowledgeable about grants and availabilities and USDA and stuff that we can apply and maybe have better luck at, and ideas that we can get more forgiveness and programs that give you 75 to 100% forgiveness. So
It was an awesome meeting. It was great. And the people, excuse me, Dan.
oh, you're
So
fine.
diverse, all the 15 people, you know, totally different, and totally different personalities and styles and where they came from, and their information was awesome, and they truly appreciated our little community and what we have gone through, what we have done, and we got kudos for you know, our work and hard work, so
I heard 3 of them want to move here.
yes. Yeah. What kind of business can I put in? Yes. Yep.
How soon?
Yeah, how soon? Yeah. But
So I think what we're
The
gonna
email we
do
got.
with that visit, I would like to also leave this on the agenda under finance officer for the presence for pending grant information from them, so we can kind of keep that as a reminder.
okay.
And we did get a sign-up sheet from them. Every one of the individuals that was here along with their emails, so we can send out information to them, try to put it together and have the situation where we are on all of them circumstances, so. So a motion to leave that on there as Midwest assistance pending grant information.
Makes it.
Hendrickson makes it, second by Kramer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Further, Gail?
I guess the only other thing would be that registration for early bird for the SCML annual conference is passed, but it's still not too late if you want to go. You can show up if you want to. I'm sure they'll still take registrations on site, but we did miss the early bird.
And that was October 4th.
4th through the 7th.
So anybody that does have that ability, if you decide your calendar works, you know, great. You can take the trip and we'll definitely approve it. And it is a great conference. It's just a long way to go to Watertown. It's hard. You're gonna lose 2 to 3 days by going there, so.
I can't do it this year.
So we'll leave that on there until after our October meeting in case anybody does have a change of heart and decides they want to go. Thank you for all your hard work. I can't say enough on your organization on it, Gail. It comes from the core of the bottom of you pushing everything up that made this all a success today, and having the organization to email to pushing us on an agenda, putting Gail into positioning with Jill, and the team member effort that came out of it was a success. So I can't say thank you enough for what you did on that effort too. And it was a team group effort that made it a success.
It was. Thank you.
So I thank you. So I appreciate that. We voted on the pending, so we're good to go on that, and nothing else in finance from you, Gail? You're
No,
good?
I'm good.
Okay. Old business. Of course, we have item A is the annexation, Gumbo Lily Fairgrounds, McDermott. We'll have that work session on the 27th. That will be addressed on that. Then will be a positioning for that where we can do some brainstorming on the letter that we want to put out to each resident. I'll get to you in a minute here, and have that to where we'll be in circumstance on whether we put a cover letter together and get the information back we need to know where we are. We'll address, we've already talked about the relocation of the mapping on the agricultural side of it, so we know we're going to address that issue also on that circumstance and put forth where we are. You heard it today, what the other board members from Midwest said in circumstances involving the other issues going on in our community. They said annexation is probably one of the most important things we could do. So we'll just share some of that information at that work session. Yes, ma'am.
Now, on that annexation, do the citizens of the town get to vote on that? Whether,
If we ever let it go that far, but we don't know that it'll go that far. What we had discussed last time with the cover letter on it was we're gonna bring up the advantages and disadvantages, what their fee schedule will be on their taxes for out of town versus what they would be in town, and water rates, everything all the way through. Put that down, send a cover letter to each one of them. My idea is approve or disapprove. If we don't have a majority in that area, we move forward. Then we do likewise on Gumbo Lily, you know, and the remapping portion of it, we've already said that we were gonna pull the Legion off, pull the Catholic Church off, pull that agricultural land off after the last commissioners meeting, and let that be where if it does happen with annexation on that, it's gonna have to be development driven by them to come to us and address it as what was mentioned to us previously on it. So Gumbo Lily then will be addressed the same way, where in our loan grant, it's been already approved that we would put water sewer into their properties, abandon their septics, 6-inch mains going out. All of that's already been approved. So they have to be the ones to decide whether they want them extra infrastructure benefits or they don't. And if they don't, then we move forward.
because I heard that there's a lot of other, pipes and that, or sewer systems in town here that are really bad too. And I was just wondering, because a lot of them, they said that are, there's a lot of people that have lived here forever. Now, I haven't lived here that long, 10 years, but, it's like they said that there's a lot that are bad, sewer or water lines in this town that are bad.
Water lines are all brand new.
And sewer lines too?
Sewer lines
Are all brand new?
have just been jetted. No, they're not brand new, but they've been jetted, they've been cameraed. There was a few areas that were identified that have tree roots, that have taps that need some addressing, which weren't that many either. We got a good clean bill of health the last time the Pace Corporation was here, which they were just here, on all of that. And we discussed that in the meeting, brought that to the attention that our infrastructure is sound. We had South Dakota Rural Water that did their tests all the way through it to make sure we didn't have infiltration from any outside sources into our sewer. We passed that with flying colors. Infiltration with as far as the leak tests and all of our infrastructure on our water lines, passed that with flying colors. So whatever you're hearing isn't factual.
In a small town, and I know that, in a small town you hear all sorts of stuff, and you don't know whether to believe this one or believe that one. So you go to the source, hoping that we're told the truth there, that everything's okay.
Well, it's good to come up and
especially you.
come
But
up and
anyway.
read the black and white of the
Yeah.
reports that we have
Homework.
that show that. So,
Well, I'm just asking because, how these small towns are, and that's,
Whatever you do, don't look at Facebook.
I have a,
Whatever you do, don't look at Facebook.
if it would go to a vote, if that ever came about,
please,
once in a while.
we have the floor up here with Kramer.
if it ever would go to a vote, is it the vote of the town or the vote of the area that's getting annexed? Both. So my vote counts whether or not
It affects Gumbo Little.
Gumbo Lily. Okay. It is both.
If they're on the BOT though, they can't vote, can they? I mean,
Oh,
can
of
you,
course.
you can't vote, can you?
Of course we can.
Oh, you can?
We're all citizens, so, exactly. Okay, so that's where we'll be at on that work session. The town sign is pending, we still never heard nothing back. All we need to do is address that, where we were gonna do something for town of Hermosa on our own entrance in the DOT of a welcome to town of Hermosa.
Okay.
Would be our next step. Once we get the opportunity to discuss with the school further, I think we have some pretty good valid points to discuss with them on maybe encouragement to do a sign wall over on that side. So that'll come down the road. We've got enough projects on our plate that we can take a little bit of a breath on that one and leave it pending. So the town office deck staining is still pending. I see that. I think you stroked one brush, didn't you?
My daughter refused to help.
Oh, okay.
She
So,
she
sounds
just,
like a good excuse.
yeah, she just,
We'll let you procrastinate on that one, that's quite fine, so. Item D is also, going to be pending. The mud jacking, of course, is, first part of October is when that's gonna happen, so. Item E is camera and drainage, approval to camera and retention pond pending. Wants to say, that's kind of tied with our testing that we did down there, so that'll all part of be that big group. We just got it covered in both areas on the agenda, so. With that being said, old business is taken care of. Item number 13 is new business. The water user rate issue, the Prairie Winds and North Hermosa water users will, of course, happen 27th at the work session too. Like I expressed to Gail, we're hoping we'll make it that far that night. Depends on how long it takes on the annexation side of it to get through that discussion. We're not going to make it a real long night on everybody. And if we have the time, Then my second item would be to go through the water user rates and discuss what we have on that. Then I believe we had on there the concrete one, and then we have public works on there. I said public works would be the item number 3 that would be discussed. And then concrete, and then was there a 4th one or a 5th? Them were the only ones that we had. Yes.
When you were saying water user rates, does that also include sewer? Or just water?
No, it'll be water this time, and then sewer will come.
Okay.
Because we have, of course, the sewer portion of it, I think, will be tied in with when ACES brings that lagoon package back to us to review and look at and know where we're at. The sewer is gonna be tough because the user rate that was approved by DANR already with the loan grant included Gumbo Lily. So it's kind of a 2-part
Oh, I see.
approval on that. So the lagoon is separated out. So we don't know what the user rate's gonna be until, number one, she re-evaluates costs on the lagoon, infrastructure, piping, labor, make sure that's still in structure. And then we hear more on the annexation of Gumbo Lily and where that's gonna be on the second part. So sewer, that's kind of a little bit more tricky. Water is just in its presence now, and then where we're at in that aspect. We've also been approved, of course, with DANR for our new well, but it's all loan. So we're kind of pending on the USDA and hoping that that'll change so we'll have a better user rate on that one also. And with Midwest, we'll maybe get some keys there too. So that'll happen on that aspect of it. For the water rate increase, item B goes right along with item A. So item C, the bird deaths investigation.
No, nothing yet.
Okay, so we'll just have that pending. Item D, the tree trimming. And then that's to remove the tree by the town shop. And then also we have the alley. Yes.
What is that bird thing? The bird deaths?
We just had Mr. Waltman that had noticed several birds around the area that were
Dead.
dead. So he was going to look into it and have permission to, if he could find a fresh situation on a bird, send it to the state lab and see why he's noticing a few more than normal, he thinks, bird deaths in the area. So
Are they special birds, or they're same bird?
I don't know without talking to Mr. Waltman. So
I've had 6 or 8 or 10 of them die around my property in the past couple of weeks. I don't really think much of it. But I got a lot of cats too. I got
what
cats.
flavor of bird was it, that blackbird?
They look like small little finches. They look like finches or sparrows. All they look like. They're small.
Flavor.
Yum.
How about at Dylan's residence?
One was a robin, one was a blackbird, and the other one was a sparrow.
And how long ago was that?
Well, I just seen one dead by my road tonight, I don't know. But the other one was dead, it's been, 3 weeks or so, and the other one was, I don't know.
But there's a lot of
But
cats.
there's cats
lot of
over in
cats.
our yard that aren't mine, but there's.
There's
some
cats
others.
everywhere that's been
So
dropped
yours has
off.
been quite a while ago, Mike?
Maybe 2-3 days is the last time I saw one. But I have cameras on my house. Every night I see 6 or 8 different cats cruising around my house. Almost
There's a big
every
yellow one, there's
What's
a
that?
big,
One had mice, but I'm sure the cats, and they're doing their prowl thing. I see them waiting for the right moment to come out. So I'm sure they're taking them out.
Okay,
yes, Deb,
in the back
We don't see
room.
as many rabbits.
that's true.
No, but we have
You don't see as many mice though.
I have 3 or 4
I
rabbits.
have never.
I have 2 rabbits in my yard all the time.
Yes.
Okay.
All the time.
I don't have.
All right, we'll bring her back. Yes, ma'am.
There's 4 owls living in the stores over by my house. So I
Oh,
don't know if those owls are taking them or
I-
what.
that's
That could
right.
happen.
I've got one in the tree and then one that sits up on the light pole over there that hoots all night.
Owl in
Those
my house
owls
too.
will take it out. take anything and everything out that moves.
Yeah, it sits out there
They're
in
big.
hoops.
I have pictures of them and the wingspan is bigger than an eagle.
Yeah, I have to watch this from all of us because it goes out.
Oh,
You have
fine.
one down at your place?
Yep,
Almost took my wife away the other day.
Well, we appreciate that. We'll
So you
make
need
that
a-
report to
Yeah.
Mr. Waltman. that-
somebody
be.
needs to have
Yeah.
a, whatever you call them over here and get rid of the owls, the cats, or whatever.
Don't get rid of the
No,
owl
it's
pets.
cats, you don't want to get rid of the keep it nice way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, if it's over
all
running
Mother
of
Nature.
them,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's right.
How do you get rid of an owl?
But how do you
All right.
get
I
rid
don't
of
know
an
how
owl?
you can
capture
shoot
them,
it.
move them to another area.
I know,
That's
that'd be
illegal.
the
They'll
only way.
capture them and move them.
All right, we'll bring her back to order then. So, now that we've kind of gotten quite a discussion on the bird side, we know now what we got going, and we appreciate the input.
Yeah, very
And we'll move
nice.
forward from there then. Like I say, on the tree trimming portion of it then, I'll just keep you posted as he comes down. He was talking, it was gonna be September the 26th, but I think he moved it from the 19th to the 26th because he had a scheduling problem.
So you're saying next week maybe, huh?
Correct. He will keep me updated. He's been running into problems where he gets into some of the jobs and they take him longer and he falls behind. So he said he will contact us and keep us informed on that, so. Okay. With that being said then, item number 14 is items from
Look at
citizens.
him speed,
Pardon?
that truck.
Item number 14 is items from citizens. Do I have any discussions? Yes, sir.
One of the things that came to mind as she was talking about her fence issue, in my extremely lengthy 37 years now, whenever we make deals with the federal government, FEMA, when you said FEMA, I want to highly encourage the board to examine any deals that we do have going with the federal government, because I don't trust them as far as I control them, and I hope we are all skeptical at some point. FEMA says that if you abide by our rules, we will come and save you if you have an emergency. Maybe we need to re-examine that, maybe second guess any possible agreements that we have, because when they start handing out money or promises, it comes with a lot of strings and a lot of rules, and citizens usually end up being the ones that pay. So something to think about going forward. Federal government, FEMA, USDA, whomever says follow our rules, here's $5, here's $10, whatever. Maybe we need to start thinking more self-governing, because I would trust Kathy and Gary, I would trust my neighbor to come help me if we have another emergency, a heck of a lot more than I would ever trust FEMA. And I would be here and happy to help any one of you who had an emergency. And I would prefer my neighbor to help me much more than FEMA with all the strings and rules and regulations. Just something that came to mind.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
When we're talking about FEMA, there's really needs something to be done about us in the flood zone. If you have FEMA come out, because I've talked to all the neighbors that are over there. Yes, they knew it when they bought their house, but every year it's doubling. I can't afford it no more.
What's done?
Insurance,
Insurance.
Oh,
When they-
okay? If you pay off your house, you don't have to pay the flood zone, flood insurance.
No.
How many people in here can pay off a $200,000 home?
I can't, that's not what I was answering.
So that's what I'm looking at. I know, it went from 400, now we're over 1,500 a year. We can't afford it. I'm sure the rest, my neighbors can't afford it. So something has to be done over there, because it's not gonna flood.
We hope that it doesn't, but yes, we'll look into that. That might be a good question to fire back to Midwest, because in circumstances and their concerns on that, they had also brought up, and through FEMA, that we were to be at a base rate, and that there is different companies that have affordability out there when we were first entered into the program, so it won't be bad to reevaluate
Yeah, and
that.
everybody has a different insurance company. They don't give us nothing. We've even sent off letters to FEMA, and we haven't gotten nothing back.
Thank you. Ms. Hendrickson.
When the flood happened, and you remember when FEMA came down, their quote to us was, as long as you continue to keep your payments made, we will not raise your rates. And within 3 years, it had doubled.
And I guess FEMA doesn't control the insurance rates, but they control some percentages.
But they promised that it would not raise.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I kept mine paid, and guess what?
It did.
Mhm. Goes up every
It doubled within 3 years, and it's consistently gone up. I don't live down there anymore. But that statement was not true.
Okay, thank you. More citizen input?
Can we have that area reevaluated
Yeah.
to see if exactly if we are in the floodplains? Because I'm with them, okay? I was grandfathered in at $500 when I bought the property. Okay, no problem. But it is now $2,700. And I got a notice a couple days ago, it's gonna go up another $300. If that's the case, that's a little ridiculous because
Yeah.
I will take it off my property, but I can't because I still own the home.
Yep, you still own it. You,
And that's, I'm just wondering if there's a way we can have it reevaluated to get rid of some of that.
Okay, we appreciate that. We'll do a little bit of throwing some emails out there to this Midwest, I think might be a pretty good one. If not,
Why not
Elmer
Elmer?
Claycomb might be a really
Yeah.
good one on that
Okay.
aspect too. So,
Thank you, thank you.
thank you.
somebody.
Any more citizen input before we move on? Yes, sir.
I just want to clarify, I asked a question earlier, and you said that in reference to the lagoon going out for competitive bid for the design and the implementation of it, similar to what was happened on the water line, there was 3 different contractors there. I guess, and you said it was all taken care of in the facility plan, but I guess what I would like to see, and I'll check with Gail tomorrow, I'd like to see the bid submittals that was submitted.
You misunderstood, but go ahead and finish.
No, go ahead. If I misunderstood, then let me know what I misunderstood.
What you misunderstood is in the originality of the water sewer facility plans that were submitted and brought forth here is when we asked for bids from the engineers then, before them facility reports were filed, before they were brought back here. So we got the quote on the water well, quote on the lagoon, quote on the extension of the North Water sewer line from all 3 engineers. And then the prices that came in on them are the prices we went off of, and that was the engineer that we picked when we went through that. So that's why with what was submitted to here, when we went through our loan grant process, was submitted by ACES and with the facility plan that she put together. So that's why she is considered to do the facility plan on this and then bring back the report to us, then we review it.
But it's not the design of it then.
Correct, it is.
It is.
It's what was submitted.
Not the actual construction, it's just the design.
Correct.
And another question on it in reference back to what Vicky had stated. You know, when I have a PE, professional engineer, do up my drawings and stuff, we bring them in. You guys, your engineer in the past have gone through them. And it's good that happens to make sure nothing is lost or missed. But one of the things, you know, when we have our city, the engineer in the city do it, and no other review by another PE, that leaves us a little bit at risk there. You know, had we had our other project that's going north reviewed by a separate, you know, say, and I'm not saying go hire another engineer, we have 2 engineers here that serve the city, and that's Elmer Claycomb. And you said that you'd only go to Elmer Claycomb if you thought you needed it after you guys did your review. Well, I'm sitting here and I don't see any of you with a civil engineering degree or a PE at the end of your name. I really think it's important that just like when I bring something in from my registered professional engineer, it gets reviewed by another professional engineer. You know, someone brings in their flats that were signed off by a professional engineer. It gets reviewed by and there good things come out of that. A better project comes out of that. And that's why I'm thinking that, you know, she's the main one on it, that's fine. But Elmer needs to look at it, you know, be paid to look at it, and say, and then come back with comments, just like she comes back with comments to my professional engineer. Elmer would come back as a professional engineer with comments on hers. We got to do that to ensure that we don't have something else happen like it happened out here on 79. The city don't deserve it, the city can't afford it, the contractor that's trying to build up there can't afford it. So I'm just going on what Vicki Henderson said. We need, if a city, if the engineer, one engineer reviews it, it writes it and does it, it needs to be reviewed by the other engineer before it goes to the state.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Any more
All good,
input?
Jerry.
Pardon me, man?
Any more input? If not, I'd like a motion to go into executive session at 7:24.
Okay.
Hendrickson makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Schumacher. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Well, I think I can make this one, barely.
Did I say something quick before you go?
Hurry up,
Me?
you're in my way.
Chuck? Chuck? I know you're always very
I always do at home.
I'd like to make a motion to come out of executive.
Let's open
God, wait until they get in here.
For anybody that's left out.
Yeah, sorry, I forget.
Is everybody gone?
I
Wow.
would like to make a motion to come out of executive session at 7:59.
I have a motion from Kramer, second
I'll say.
from Hendrickson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. As a result of executive session, no decisions or motions will be made. Trustee input. I'll start with Hendrickson.
It was a nice meeting. It was nice to work under circumstances that were smooth going and pleasant. I appreciate you guys immensely.
Excellent. Schumacher.
Ditto with Vicky, but to all of the people out there on Facebook land, I want them to know the black car has now been removed and my cousin has picked it up and taken it home. Thank you.
Are they crucifying that yet?
Oh, yeah.
Anything further?
Oh no, thank you.
Kramer?
It was a good meeting, a very good meeting, and a very good day. And I think that it gave me the feeling that the town will be able to move past and forward, past what we're going through and forward to a good place. And it really gave me an up feeling. Really appreciated that today.
Very good from all of you. And I can't say enough good about all of you tonight. Very good meeting, very good input. I like what we all put together. And hearing what we heard today, and none of this needs to be in there, Gail, you don't, me, but yeah, that's okay. The aspect is, other communities also experience all of the internet and Facebook stuff that they had, and they said it is a horrible circumstance because nobody researches truths. And that's where then things develop, grow, blend, become a real horrible mess. And they said if a person can try to maintain a positive attitude to move forward with the project, it only helps the community. And as far as the relationship of more people coming into the area, more businesses coming into the area, you want to try to have that positive reflection on everything that we can. So working together like tonight is a very good relief, and a very good relief for questions that were answered in the crowd tonight, and how it was almost like old times, where actually we had good constructive conversation without a lot of drama or circumstances where we didn't need it. We have safeguards in here, and the only reason I did that change for Vicky's purposes also, I can't explain that enough, is because of everybody I talked to about the in-town.
My only issue, Dan, was I don't like to have it brought before the board, before it went in there. I'd have liked to have known about it.
Yeah. And
Okay, so on the gesture side, if I knew all it took was coconut cashews, I'd have brought you a box.
I appreciate that. So I do want to keep the communication levels open, and I apologize for that. But we're going to get better and better and better. So I thank the girls in the office. I can't thank Jill and Gail enough
No.
for what they did today.
Yep.
No.
You girls just
No,
outperformed
it's
yourself
it's
with the
every day.
treats, with the organizations, with the schedule, with everything. Today we're just impressive. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. So.
We
All
have
right.
the best in our office, the best.
I'll guarantee you, it's the best I've seen in this office for a very long time,
Oh, yeah.
and I appreciate it a lot.
8:03, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
Hendrickson makes it. Do I have a second?
Sure.
By Kramer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.